honor people from different cultures, different perspectives of life. And see, it's about that because that's why the people who are from Kerala or people from looking at perspectives of different region will make a lot of difference. So recently, when because our education system does not have this kind of recently when we were teaching about Vedas, we have the curriculum where we see that Indian art starts from abstraction and ends with realism. Okay, whereas in Western art it starts from realism and comes to the abstraction. So it's a total opposition way how it is seen. So there, whenever I say about Leonardo, Michelangelo, Picasso, they all know. When I say, have you heard about where is the design in India starts from? So which is the first design in India, like if Indian design a product which Indians have designed? So here is a story called the story of pot. The pot, the kumbha, the kalasha, what we say. You see, all the occasion we have the pot. So actually, there is a story where this is the first Indian design ever made, the pot. So here, it speaks about the Sagara Mantana stage, where to preserve, to store the Amrita from the Sagara Mantana, this was made by Vishwakarma. So it's the first design any Indian has made. So, but what happens to us in our education? We are never enforced. It's not a part of our curriculum because it's all the British academics which we have learned from the. So whenever we come to the first semester, we have more on the Western art. When it comes to second term, we have something more on Indian terms. So then we have Dharma Shastras, all these things, and they got haywire. They really don't know about all these things. So I believe that this is what the curriculum should actually implement in the schooling. Yeah, this is because if you know in the schooling, we always A for apple. What about the things like what is the other Indian things what we learn from? Where we including something very local about. So until you don't think local, you never reach global. So that's how it is.
An open question, one more to anybody who feels comfortable might share their opinion about this. Across the areas, sectors, or wherever we are, whether it is in corporate or in defense or in NGOs or in service or in creativity, entry is, yes, possible. We have made it possible for all genders. We have equally given opportunities. But how about the progression? Is the progression happening, and what are the challenges in the progression, and what can we do so that the progression happens, and we see the real inclusivity at the decision making levels, at the leadership levels. So you are all from diverse backgrounds, so it's comfortable to take the question. They can maybe Anuradha ma'am or Aditi ma'am, whoever.
What you told is very true. Apart from me being a managing director of New Boston Group, I started my journey in. So when I did my undergraduate in Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, it was fine. Then I took up general surgery. Back then, when I did general surgery, there were very few women who would do surgery, and very few who will complete the surgical thing. It's where so what we get to do is in our second year of residency, the first year they will let us observe surgeries, and in the second year they will let you start operating on the patient. So first year you are assessed 6 months, you see 6 months you assess a surgeon, and the next year you are operating and a senior surgeon will assist you. So there was this instant where there was a patient who had a breast lump, and actually speaking, I was better than the male colleagues in my unit. And they just didn't let me operate because most of the men are surgeons, and they thought that just because you are a man, you're a better surgeon because you're a man. And that actually shook me so much, and then I took it as a motivation, and I did my super specialty again in surgery. And today in plastic surgery, I think the females are actually dominating plastic surgery, you know. So what you said is true, ma'am. Even now there is some areas where the acceptance level is less, and no matter how bright you are, it drastically motivates you. And at that time, if you have some of your own female colleagues or somebody who can push you, hey, it's okay, it was just this case, next case you will definitely get it and you will do better than that. That moral Post is something I think we look at, and I think our panelists here, we will set that agenda to push our colleagues further, you know. I don't know, this was just an example that I could feel.
Thank you.
Are you asking if things are progressing? Or
I
what's the
was just
question?
asking how can we bring in that progression for everybody in their careers. Entry is there. We have seen the change and entry is there. Entry is inclusive. We see all kinds of people entering
Yeah.
different fields, but progression is what I am looking at.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Calling it progression, progressive, it's all kind of related. And building on what Dr. Shweta was talking about, pushing your colleagues is something that that we do. We say that I've now managed to appoint at least 4 women leaders, and at different levels, and so that's really important. Not just because they're women, but because they're really that good at their work. And exactly what you're saying, right? And I think as Madam Aditi was also talking about, so not Aditi. Sorry. Apologies. This toughness is something that is very important. That we have to tell our colleagues to become just man up. I know that word, that phrase is wrong, but fundamentally is that you just have to become. We really encourage us to our faculty, or colleagues or whatever, to just man up and say, well, what's the next step? We always say, all right, you're in this position now. What's happening after 3 years? What's happening after 5 years? What's happening after 10 years? Like, what are you doing here? Are you just doing time pass? What are you? So I know we probably sound more like a boot camp. We call it but I think that progression will not happen if you just put policies in place, and then there are not enough people, men or women, pushing other people ahead, and not just themselves ahead. And I've seen a lot of sort of leaders, women and men included, they're just pushing their own agenda ahead. The whole idea of leadership is taking others with you. Take the group with you. Take a group of people with you rather than just pushing ahead by yourself. I've never had apologies for this. I've never had women tell me that you can do it. So here's to male allies and champions who said, starting from my internship that I did in Bangalore in 1995, and my boss said, you know what, you've got it. And it's been, and I took that and I said, how many women have told me that? And I'm saying, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be that woman who's going to tell other women, actually, you've got it. You've got it, you can do it, you can smash this, right? And it's not just, I don't just say it to women, I say it to the boys, I say it to the women. And I really think we have to take it upon ourselves to be that self-conscious, that passively it's not going to happen. We have to be really active in pushing people forward. Do you agree?
Just taking that forward, ma'am, we will have to hear from you both as well on is it time to nurture more of sisterhood as good as brotherhood? Is it what that ma'am is trying to say? And what's your take on it? Just if we can listen quickly, then we can close the panel discussion.
Okay, I'll come to that. To all the educators out here, and thank you to Warren, because I have 2 daughters, and my younger one is Alison. So she is a dyslexic child. It's been a journey. She's in 12, and thank you to how you educate our child. She's with Rvim International. So I just wanted to first say thank you. And second, to you all, in fact, now I work for an organization. We actually have interns from your college. So I thought, let me just put this across as well. So you're all welcome to do internship with our organization, which is Allstate. I learned it very recently. Now I'll come back to your question. Sisterhood, why not? Karo bhai, aapka theme hi gift to give hai. Right? You need to really inspire each other, okay? If one life gets inspired, I think your job is done. Your complete job is done. When I joined the corporate, you come from the army, you've got stars on your shoulder, you've got your head high, hakunji, kanda ucha, sar ucha, sab barabar. But it brings down to to Mother Earth. Because here you have a 22-year-old girl sitting in front of you saying, hi Aditi, how are you? No one calls you Aditi in the army, right? The Jawans call you Saab, or otherwise Major, or whatever it is. The first thing that I felt that you need to do when you try to enter the corporate world is educate yourself. Your learning cannot stop here. You need to also learn the nuances of the corporate world, because you have to understand whether it is your Six Sigma you're talking about, whether it is your six thinking hats you're doing. You need to really upskill yourself when you enter. It's the world of AI. Sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever hood it is, please try to encourage the person right next to you, whether you're in a depressive mood, whether you're in a very enthusiastic mood. Just keep lifting up each other. Very, very important. You will only climb the ladder if you can look into the mirror in the morning and say, "Ye bandi bahut sahi hai." No, don't clap, ma'am. But thank you very much for doing that. Truly. But वो ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. You've done your education, you've got a good job, you have that fat package, you have aspired to go to abroad, you study there, and then we forget about India as well. Right? I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a patriotic, out there, but yes, I would love to do whatever it takes, because now the young generation wants to go outside, which is very good, because education is very good outside as well. But at the same time, you've forgotten, how do you give back to the society? I had during the COVID, so I'll probably fast forward my life, because I've saved abused children, I've collected money for everyone, I've done Kerala floods, I've sent 220 tons of material. It is not from the office, it's a selfless work that you do, and probably there you call NGOs. I'm not a part of any NGO, I like to do my work because that's a little bit of philanthropic activity that I do. I enjoy helping people. But when this COVID thing happened, and as security heads of the organization as well, which is part of my job, I have these groups where these male counterparts were sitting, because you have a lot of information from the media. Galat hai, sahi hai, kya hai, pata nahi. You're finding a lot of stuff. So there were a couple of these boys, I will call them boys, I will not call them men, because men are more mature. Boys, no offense meant, huh? So they actually pointed out, don't share. Kya kar rahe ho? You're fanning a lot of stuff. I said, all right, fair enough. I am an officer, and who's managing the safety of the employees in the corporate organization. My job is to safeguard. Overnight we opened COVID task force. It still exists today. Why? Because you're saving countless lives, not only in Bangalore but across India. So you said this. Where is the sisterhood and brotherhood? Today in the same group, the Deputy Commissioner of Police is sitting. You had everybody from Bangalore sitting there, and across India you've got thousands of people sitting there. Not one, not two, but three. So please push each other. Don't look at the gender at all. So now when ma'am is saying Saab or whatever, sorry ma'am, they don't call me Saab. They call me they call me Major, not because of the rank that I carry, jo kantha uncha, sar uncha, naak unchi, nahi. Not because of that, but because of the work. So even the CEO ends up calling you, Major. That's because of the work that they're not looking at your hoods. They're looking at what you bring to the table. And please inspire every single soul. आप घर पे भी अपने souls को inspire कर सकते हो. It starts from there. She very categorically mentioned, it starts from home. My daughter till date writes a birthday card for me. Mama, you are an inspiration. So if you're leaving that mark on your own child, I think your job is done. So do that, irrespective of being a girl, of being a boy. Please do that. And women, and the lovely girls out here, how many times have you gone and told your friends out here who are boys that, तू बहुत सही बंदा है? बोला है कभी? Why are we expecting them to say that, तू बहुत सही बनती है? You should try and compliment each other. Please nurture each other so well that by default, this guy will be standing behind you the way my father stood behind me. So, all kudos to you all, sir. Thank you very much, and it's been a beautiful day. I bless you all, and I always end by saying, "Tagda rahiye, khush rahiye." Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. I will add on to what Aditi said, but with an example. your question. I'll continue with that. The thing is, any person who walks in the door of Akshay Patra, because I bear that name and I'm very proud of it, so that is why I still have it on my chest. So the reason is when anyone, irrespective of their educational qualification or gender or which states they are coming in or what they are coming from, anybody who has walked into Akshay Patra never leaves. So it is very evident because Harvard has done a case study on Akshay Patra and it is there. There are biggest of biggest corporate offices where you have attrition up to 36%. And we being an NGO, our attrition is 0.9%. 98%, not even one. So that is because we give them the best of atmosphere. What makes them stay back for any person, be it your professional or personal life, is being heard and respected. And that is what Akshay Patra basically does. They don't fill your banks, but they hear you, they give you respect. And sometimes the money clinging in your bank doesn't matter, but if you are heard and respected, you would not want to leave that place. And I am one example. And I have been with them for a long time, and I proudly say our organization is only 25 years old, and we still have number one employee with us. Thank you. And all of you, you are always welcome to do an internship with us. You will learn a lot from this organization, how to give back.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would have loved to hear a lot from each one of you because each one of you carries an immense amount of experience and knowledge along with you. But because of paucity of time, I couldn't take it further. And we would love to have you individually whenever time permits. We will reach out to you so that you can address our larger group. Students are writing their exams. So that's the reason we couldn't gather them in more numbers. So our students would largely get benefited from your knowledge and expertise. We would definitely like to have you one more time on our campus. So that's how I am just closing this panel discussion. Yes.
Any questions?
Yeah, I was about to take that. Quickly, can we have questions any from the audience? Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon. And I was listening to every word that you were saying. I have a lot of questions. Being an educator, I would just like to ask you. So inclusiveness, as you said, and I'm a teacher trainer and I train teachers and I also work for a Gurukul system of education. In Gurukul, I noticed that inclusiveness has a choice. Where in our normal system, we don't have a choice. We have set subjects. We work on those subjects, whether we have capability in it or not. We go ahead with the same subjects. You'll try your level best, call in teacher trainers, you'll train the teachers, you tell them this is how you work, you have different pedagogy, everything you have. After I left school and I became a teacher trainer, I trained everywhere and I saw the same system. What is it? Like, what's your inner capability? They recognize that till the age of 10, 11. They teach you music, they teach you dance, they teach you everything. If your capability is not in science and you don't want to do science, you're free to do that. You can just work on pottery, you can work on music, you can work on everything. And live. It is so sad that in India, although I have 35 years of teaching experience, today I realize that we are going through such a wrong system where I know so many budding cricketers and everything. The minute they reach 7th and 8th, they stop their cricketing practice. They stop their music. My daughter was a dancer. She stopped her dance. She was an excellent dancer. And she went she followed the rat race. She became an engineer. Then she did her MBA. Where will this stop in Indian education is something which I really feel like.
One beautiful question. I think this, first of all, 35 years in education field, an amazing job. I think by now you've contributed so much. Big round of applause for you for your contribution for that, right? Like like you said, that's true. What happens is everybody is in one structure. But what we are trying to do is we have our own curriculum from grade 1 to 4. So we've introduced subjects like main subjects like sustainable development, virtual tours, and moral values. And we have a program called a student development program where mandatorily child has to participate in robotics, in dance, in instruments. Mandatory, it is every day from 2:30 to 3:30 he does. And even after that we have stay back to have one sport activity. That we are still keeping the string of creativity alive amidst this entire system which is trying to push us as a group, whatever we can contribute, we are trying to do that. And after grade 5, we also have Cambridge curriculum. So the Cambridge curriculum is quite flexible in choosing your subjects. From grade 5, you can actually choose arts as a major subject. You can choose computers. You can just not choose maths. You can choose science. In science, you can choose basic science or standard science. So for people who are more creative and who want more options, we have Cambridge curriculum in all our streams. So we are trying to keep this alive. However, 70 to 80% of the parents don't choose this, ma'am. So basically, we have to sensitize the parents. Even now, after I have Cambridge curriculum, if you take in one of our branches, we have around 4,000 students. Only 750 parents agree for Cambridge. So when I see children who get PhD in arts and become somebody like, and then they're like, no ma'am, I want him to do JMX, I want him to meet, I want him to be a doctor like you. And then it's fine, even if I'm a doctor, I'm enjoying educating children. So you never know that he can have another option. No ma'am, my neighbor's daughter, she got first rank in JEE. I want him to get at least second rank. So where is that thing has to change? It has to change from you. It has to change from the parents. So what you are expecting, we as an education system have to nurture it. So I think over the time, I see that newer generation parents are okay to accept different types of schooling, especially now even IB has a lot of options. So just to add on, I had been to Finland for an educational and I saw a classroom of children who are 6 years, who's 11 years also, 12 years also, all in the same classroom. Then I just went and asked, he's 12 years, isn't he supposed to be in grade 6? Then they were like, ma'am, in Finland by the way is known for the best education in the world and people are very, very happy there. This is like tagged by all the universities and the research has told that children are very happy because they have some subjects called as happiness programs also. Anyway, so coming back to the topic. So what she told was really touching. She told, we grade the children not with the age and mental capabilities. There are some age of 5 but who are at most at 11. So that is something that their parents are okay, their community is okay, their family is okay. What if I have to put one of my children who's 10 years old into proper education? The parents will accept, no ma'am, it's okay, even if he doesn't study, you make him sit in 3rd standard. No, my neighbors will come and ask. All the time you're worried about what neighbors think, you're actually not worried about what our children want. So what I want to tell, coming back to your question, is we should also be open to change. And there are schools who are offering, our schools, we offer a lot of active subjects also because we have our own research and development team and our own curriculum, our own textbook. So when schools are offering like this, parents, please choose the subjects and when you show motivation, definitely we can take it up. And secondly, when it comes to an education system, it's debate by itself. So for that we have to work hard and I think it has to go, all diplomats have to talk about it. So as a school learner, we are nurturing creativity, we are keeping that lamp up, somehow, and we will nourish that. And it's a beautiful question and I want all of you to be open with your children learning. Whatever he or she is good at, let's enjoy their journey. That's what I think as a school learner, as a mother also. Thank you, ma'am.
So I keep.
I think we can have one-on-one conversation later.
I just wanted
Quick
to add,
question and
because it's an extension. Yeah, because that doesn't end at the school level itself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At the university, I'm an educator as well. So at the university, I can tell you, ma'am, that the change is happening. We do have students from science, commerce, different backgrounds actually coming, engineering background, everything, coming to design. So when we're talking about creativity and all of that, we are the receiving end, and it's not just schools, but it's all counselors, professional counselors. I think the point is that engaging with parents via counselors, answering those questions is very, very important. So students can actually enter, for instance, my university has School of Design, School of Film, Media and Creative Arts, it has liberal arts. And so it's that liaising with the counselors, which is a bridge between the parents and the higher education as well. So it's actually happening. So I'm trying to give you an optimistic answer and an end to the question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick questions, quick answers.
One quick question from students.
The green side.
Yeah, I was asking students.
Very quick,
A quick question and a quick answer.
Very quick answer, please. Okay, from both the sides.
Yeah, good afternoon. This question I think will be likely answered by Dr. Anuradha and open to all. Why do you think in India, in the board, less than 2% in the C-suite?
Okay. The answer.
Like the CEOs, the CTOs, the CXOs, and innumerable research, and myself have done a lot of research on C-suite. What do you think?
Why are they or why? Also,
Less
Why
numbers in the board.
just 2%?
Less than 2% in the board of directors in the listed companies in India.
women or generally?
Women.
Women in general, yeah. Because again, I go back to that. At school level, yes, we are talking. This man is talking about opening up, the education frontiers to other disciplines and not just your conventional disciplines. But I think it's also about opening it up to leadership, right? Leadership is a concept that is not. It's something very new. I think we're talking about it because we're an RVIM, but leadership is not something that is discussed. Maybe an architecture college, design college, or of leadership narratives, leadership stories, and I think it's one of those things. But I'm glad you. That's a concerning thing.
No, but
That's
again,
yeah.
it is increasing, it is happening, as we are talking.
2% is a
No, I think
Absolutely.
it's a very,
If you compare even the statistics in India, for instance, number of professors in India compared to professors overseas, India has higher number. Probably because
woman professor.
women professors is higher. Also because it's all very cultural, man. Because here teaching is seen as a feminized profession, whereas teaching overseas comes with a very high salary package, and therefore men are going to beat women to all the professorial on the chairships and all of that. So a lot of this is cultural, and you're absolutely right. I think as Sir is saying, it's increasing. But I think at a very early age, we need to inculcate these narratives and stories about leadership, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can take it offline.
Like, some of them you said, right? Thinking like I can and dream big. And most of them are
Yeah, that's where the,
Sorry, you go ahead, you go ahead.
no, I think that's where that question came to sisterhood. I think it's all in your hands. I very strongly believe, please educate yourself. It's very important. I've done like 25 soft skill trainings in the corporate. And if you get the jump, please take it. Be shameless about it. That's when you reach the sea level. So do it and be aggressive about it. It doesn't matter. So unless and until you aren't aggressive about your progress, you will not be there. So educate yourself well, do well. Your focus has to be very clear. And मैंने पहले भी कहा था आपके सारे बच्चों को, and I'm going to say this again. I follow this mantra very well and very closely. I call this, and sir is aware of it. It's my 3 PVs. Paramveer chakras. So पहले तो start getting passionate about what you're doing. All right. Start looking pretty. Again, your character, integrity, everything is in that. And just persevere to what you want to focus upon.
हैव योर विजन वेरी क्लियर। बनना है सी लेवल तो बनो ना, उसके लिए आपको बैठे बैठे कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला। प्लीज पढ़ाई करो एंड लुक फॉर अपॉर्चुनिटीज। If you have an IGP, please take that IGP. Do your MBA, whichever institute, just go ahead and do it. And of course, once your vision is clear and end of the day, please stay happy. Someone said happiness, Finland. Be happy. I have not seen any one of you smiling here. You're like only listening to us. We can open, we can write books out here of our lives. I'm chapters holding it. But please be happy. Happy about who you are. Your parents are so happy having you here at Rvim Institute of Management. Be happy what you're studying. If you're not studying, it doesn't matter. But just be happy. Happiness takes you. It kicks your happy self. So just follow these 3 PVs and victory is going to be with you. So just enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Jan. Thanks a lot. We have a roller coaster journey starting from inclusive starts from the home, then policies doesn't matter as long it is not there in practice. And we are there to include everybody, and everybody's sabka kalyan, sabka vikas. That's what Modi ji says. So that has been in the air for quite some time, and we will all make it happen in all our lives and make peaceful life for each one of us. Thank you so much for each one of you to be there in the panel. Thank you so much.
Ladies here on the dais for your amazing insight. I think we all are going back with a lot of stories to tell and very inspired after this session. Thank you. There is no limit to what we can accomplish as women, and it is now time to honor the achievements of inspiring women who have made remarkable contributions in their respective fields. For this, I now request Professor Soumya DS ma'am to kindly conduct the felicitation of women achievers.
Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. On this occasion of International Women's Day, we have gathered not just to celebrate women, but also to recognize the strength, dedication, contributions of women who inspire our communities every single day. So I take this privilege of honoring women from different fields and walks of our life: education, public service, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and community support, where each of them have made a meaningful difference through their work. So let's begin the felicitation. Firstly, I would like to take this privilege to honor Anandama, the BBMP representative. She needs to make our city cleaner and greener. So let's applaud her tireless effort in keeping our community clean and beautiful.
You have shot.
A big round of applause. Thank you. I next request Miss Sandhya. Madam, can you please come over here? One second. No. I think we are doing. Okay, we will have the. Ma'am, one second. Thank you. Okay. So we also have the other member from BBMP. Yeah. Please. Yes. Thank you. So the next we have our teacher, right? Ms. Sandhya, ma'am, please, I request you to come over here, near the dais. Sandhya, a dedicated educator. Sandhya Madam is a dedicated educator who has devoted 32 years of service to government education. She began her teaching journey on 1st September 1994 in Malur, Kolar district. Currently, she serves as a higher primary school teacher at Karnataka Public School, Government Model Primary School, Uttarahalli. She teaches 7th standard students Kannada, mathematics and science, shaping young minds and nurturing the future generation with patience and commitment. And I would like to say that she is a proud mother of Subrut, our student. She is a true nation builder who leave a lasting impact on countless students. I thank Sandhya Ma for please accepting our honor. I next request Vaishnavi Prabhuma, representing from Post Office, Postmaster. I request you please come over to the dais, ma'am. And I also request two of our dignitaries to join them as a honorary madam. Vaishnavi Prabhu ma'am, who has served the nation with dedication and purpose. Her professional journey began in Karwa, and she has been serving in Bangalore division from 2022. Beyond her professional life, she enjoys gardening, nurturing plants, and finding joy in nature. Thank you very much for being here and accepting our token of appreciation. I next request Madam Pushpalata, who is presenting from Self-Help Group. She has been to empowering and supporting women in the community. For the past 15 years, she has actively worked with self-help groups, creating a support system for women who need guidance, encouragement, and opportunities. She has put in a lot of efforts and made a real difference in strengthening women's networks and uplifting lives at the grassroots level. We congratulate and appreciate Pushpalata ma'am. Thank you for accepting our honors. Next, I request Ms. Hemalata. Ms. Hemalata, who has been serving as an ASHA worker for the past 6 years. She has worked with several NGOs understanding the underprivileged women needs, contributing significantly to community welfare. She has also been associated with initiatives under the Rohini Nilageni project of Infosys, working towards improving community well-being. Her work at the grassroots level reflects compassion and dedication and thank you, ma'am, for accepting our honors. I next request Muniratnama, a 42-year-old auto driver. Where traditionally a profession dominated by men, for the past 1 year she has been driving an auto and earning her livelihood with courage and determination. Her journey reflects independence, resilience, and the spirit of breaking stereotypes. Thank you very much, Ma. The next, I request Mahadevi. Is Mahadevi here? A 51-year-old domestic worker. She is helping all our families to keep it clean. Through years of hard work and dedication, she has supported her family, contributed to society with dignity and perseverance. Her life reminds us that every form of work deserves respect and appreciation. So today we are happy to recognize and honor Mahadevi. The next I request Lalita, an inspiring small but yes, a very impactful entrepreneur. She runs Neha Chaat Bhandar in Jayanagar 9th block and has been managing her food stall for all over 25 years. She started her business in Tamil Nadu and later she moved to Bangalore and she is running the stall since 2024. Her son is also here. I request him to join her. Both of them are taking care of this venture. And I'm also happy that my second year students have done a small project in this and they have introduced that. We have our representative from healthcare, Dr. Karma. I request ma'am to please come over here. Yeah, I request Dr. Shweta ma'am to do the honors. She is an accomplished medical professional with decades of service in public healthcare. She currently serves as resident medical officer at Jayanagar General Hospital and is the state general secretary of Karnataka Government Medical Officers Association. In a very short term, she has achieved a lot in the medical, and I would like to congratulate and appreciate ma'am. Thank you so much. So it's truly happy to be this moment, and I request to please give a big round of applause to all these remarkable women for their great dedication and service which has inspired us every day. Thank you so much.
Here we will have a group photograph later.
The last one more, we have our alumni achiever, Mr. Rahul. Yes. Rahul are an MBA graduate from RBIM from the batch 22-24. He reflects dedication, discipline, and a strong commitment to excellence. Rahul is also known for his ability to successfully balance academic pursuits, spirit of perseverance, and holistic development that truly RBIM strives to nurture. So he serves as an analyst at EY, one of the world's leading professional service firms. We request him to accept the honors.
He is a professional sportsman. In the sports category, he got the award. He has been bowling all the IPL team, Indian team. He met all the cricketers, right? So that is his achievement, and he's still doing. Your friend, your senior.
I request all the felicitation receivers to please join for a group photo.
Later.
They will be leaving, so they have to leave.
Another two are there.
Good afternoon. I am representing Swakruta, entrepreneur ladies group from Bangalore, and today we have entrepreneur of the year award given to Sulakshana Chitale. Can I call upon Ms. Sulakshana Chitale and Manisha Patwadar on the facilitation. Sulakshana has her own stores where you get freshly made flowers and Indian grocery items. The seed was sold when the daughter was 8 months old. The actual project took over during the time of COVID.
in the organic foods, right? And very recently she got a big funding. That is what I heard. So huge round of applause. Here is an entrepreneur, and we are going to write a case study on her. I am announcing it to the world.
Who is volunteering in the editor to editor the e-web magazine of Bulletin of Swakruta from a long time. And she has also helped in providing evening snacks to companies.
Mother and the daughter.
I would also like to call upon Rupa, who has been successfully managing the Swakruta Ananta Plate Bank. Please join us, Rupa. Rupa is not here.
She is not here.
It's okay. Okay, so I call upon Dr. Rupa. Dr. Rupa is here to talk about health and narration to us. Thank you, Dr. Rupa.
Oh, second half.
She is the head of operations, center head and hospital administrator with a total experience of more than 30 years. She has successfully headed Apollo Hospital Centers at Bangalore for more than 10 years. Now, Dr. Rupa as a woman is heading Pan-India Healthcare entrepreneur called Medfin Group. Dr. Rupa.
Please. 2 minutes. Is this finished show?
Thank you. We go to all the chain makers for me. I'm not all explore things, but when I started my journey with Apollo, what I saw that was only 5% of the population was somebody who could do Apollo. That's something what always went on my mind. Why can't healthcare be affordable? The government hospitals were there were a lot of issues. So to fix it up is where I quit Apollo. We started a startup called Medfin. So Medfin is something which makes healthcare affordable. So what I could do is, with my 17 years of experience at Apollo, we got the best of the Apollo doctors. We cut down the fanciness, which was not required, which added to a lot of costs. We worked around the entire thing. Today we have established 5 hospitals with the same set of doctors at a lesser cost to everyone. And then was the thought that why are so much of my population falling sick compared to the West, Japan, and we have a study there. So that is where we saw that there was different healthcare things. Today we picked up the latest procedures, like all the women here. So women at 40 plus or 50 plus, all of them have got a lot of health issues. And hysterectomy was the common choice. But in West it's not, because with the hysterectomy comes a lot of hormonal issues and the woman becomes weaker. That's what we got in the latest procedure called uterine fibroid embolizations. And we started with the lasers. And even for the knee pains, what we saw the elderly population, a lot of them couldn't take up the surgeries. So that's something called as a knee embolization. So we brought in the latest trends, which was in the West, and we brought it to the rock bottom prices, cutting down all the fanciness. So this is the small things what we do. And today we have launched in programs and we understand that, healthy woman is somebody who creates an healthy world. So to create the woman healthy, so she takes care of everybody. She's a wife, she's a daughter, but not every woman has got time to take care of herself. So that is where we women's wellness program, which is completely free for every woman who walks into our hospitals. All the investigations, including the CT scans, will be given free for any woman who walks into our hospitals. So, spread the word, and all the students over here,
Congratulations to all the achievers and thank you. As we come close to the conclusion of this wonderful celebration, it is time to express our gratitude. I now invite Dr. Sumeera ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
It's always an immense responsibility to deliver the vote of thanks. On behalf of the entire Rvim family, I deem it a privilege to extend this vote of thanks. To start with, I am heartfully thankful to all the panelists who have made it today, despite their busy schedules, being with us, sharing their insights. To start with, Ms. Neha Chandrasekhar, founder of Black and White Creative Studio. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. I request our director, sir, to please hand over our token of affection and gratitude to Ms. Neha Chandrasekhar. Mr. Santosh Shivling, Head of Animation and Multimedia, Vogue Institute of Art and Design, for being with us. I request Amila Simam to please come forward and hand over a token of gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Santosh Shivling. Now I request Professor Srikanth to please come forward to present a token of gratitude and appreciation to to Major Aditi Mohan. Dr. Shweta Venugopal, Managing Director of New Golden Schools. I request Dr. Aparna ma'am to please present a token of gratitude and appreciation. I request Professor Pooja to please come forward to hand over the token of gratitude and appreciation to Ms. Shimi Shibu. I request Professor Soumya to please come forward to hand over a token of gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Anuradha Chatterjee, our Pro Vice Chancellor from Rvim University. Thank you so much, ma'am, for blessing the occasion. My deep sense of gratitude goes ahead to RSST Trust for encouraging us all the time with any initiative we go ahead with. They are always there to support us financially and operationally. And I deeply extend my sense of gratitude towards the Rvim Institute of Management. Wherever and whenever we put across any program proposal, it's always welcomed and approved immediately. And a profound amount of thanks to Dr. Purushottam Bang, our Director of Rvim Institute of Management, for supporting us. All my faculty and staff members have immensely helped us in putting up this event. A big sense of gratitude to all of them. Never to forget, never an event comes to such a good end or comes to an existence without the cooperation of my students. Students volunteers the last 2 days and as well as today being a very good audience. Thank you so much, students, for being there here and taking all these insights. The entire crew of technical department who have supported us in conduct of this event seamlessly. And finally, I have to place on record a big thank you to Swakruti Foundation for supporting us and collaborating with us in this endeavor. Thank you.
so much for cooperating with us and being a collaborator in this event. I mention it as a special record. All my colleagues from the Women's Cell Department of RVIM, Dr. Rashmi Shetty, Dr. Soumya, and all other colleagues for putting on record so much of effort and making this event happen. A special thanks to our master of ceremony today, that is Pooja. Thank you, Pooja, for conducting the event so well. We should never forget that an event comes to this good colors only when the Group D or staff cooperates with us. They have put in immense amount of effort in all the things that we have been trying to put across for the last 2 days. Thank you so much for all the Group D staff members. And if at all I have missed any, that is on me. And finally, not to miss anybody, a wholesome thank you to all of you for being wonderful audience. Thanks a lot for your support. Thank you so much.
Blood donation camp is there. I request youngsters, please come forward and donate blood. You can save many lives. Donating one, right? It's the biggest donation that one can give. Saving lives. Okay, please come forward, call your friends, invite your friends, and be the celebrity of the day. Alright? Yes?
I request all the people, all the audiences to enjoy the stalls arranged in the quadrangle. Health camp is also arranged. Free health checkup is also arranged. If at all you need it or else please have a look at it. Please enjoy the stalls. And I request all